So this hustle culture that we have going on right now is making people believe that they have to be working, 24/7 on their hustle. They have to be grinding, they have to be hustling, they have to be doing everything that they possibly can to make it work. And in some words and in some ways, yes, I mean, doing everything you can to make it work is something that's very important and something that's very much part of every successful entrepreneur's journey that I've met. But it doesn't have to be as painstaking and as backbreaking as what it seems like on a lot of social media. And the reason why I say this is I actually think that this is what holds back most of you guys from being where you want to be. Because you see these people who are getting up at 5 a.m, they're having ice baths, they're rubbing their face with banana peel, and they're, managing a team of 500 people. And all of this stuff is all happening all at once, and it seems super overwhelming. But do you know what the difference between me and the 99% who haven't got where they want, who are maybe stuck in life, or maybe it's not 99%, maybe that's overreaching, but the difference between where I am and where people who want to be somewhere like I am. Where I am, by the way, is I manage multiple YouTube channels, I manage multiple businesses, I drive leads to multiple businesses, and I have multiple sources of income which lead me to be able to walk down this street in the middle of basically nowhere on a Tuesday afternoon, morning, and without a care in the world, right? I can do basically anything I want because I actually have a team of people who work in all of my businesses, and what I get to do is I just do what I love, which is making content, making connections, talking to people, and going for brisk walks on a Tuesday afternoon. But the only difference between me and maybe where you are, or maybe where some other people are, is I just stopped quitting. So I just stopped stopping. All right, so I've spoken about this before. I don't want to bore you again if you watched yesterday's video, but on my YouTube channel, for example, that was my first real big break. And it took me 19 years to get there. I started the channel in 2006 and I kept trying different things, but I kept stopping. I kept not putting the time in. I tried different things on YouTube, different things that I was doing because everyone else was doing them or because I thought they would work, right? I wasn't doing them because I loved them. So the second I found something that I actually enjoyed talking about, I set myself a task, and that task or goal was to make one piece of content every single day. And all I did was I just didn't stop doing it, right? I just didn't quit like I did so many times before. Every other time before, I quit. So at the 1 month mark when I wasn't getting traction, at the 2 month mark where I wasn't getting traction, at the 3 day mark where I wasn't getting traction, right? So the only difference is this time round, I set myself a task of making one video a day. And I was listening to Gary Vee and I was listening to all these different people. And guys, the content literally doesn't matter because nobody watches it and nobody cares. Now, what I mean by that is, of course, people care and watch it now in my position where I'm talking about different things every day and I have, significant views and businesses and all of that. But when you start, nobody cares. The only people that care, right, there will be haters. Of course, there will be haters. The best piece of advice, actionable advice I can give you is just don't tell anyone. Just start. Start a fresh Instagram, start a fresh TikTok, start a fresh YouTube, start a fresh Facebook, and just don't tell anyone. That's if you care what these haters are going to say, because there will be haters. People will talk about you, people will laugh, and they will laugh until you're successful. Then when you're successful, they're going to ask you how you did it, or they're just going to continue chatting shit, and they'll do that behind your back, and it really doesn't matter because you're in a position of power, and who cares what they think, right? But the important thing is not quitting. So how do we get ahead of 99% of people without having to hustle 24/7 all of our lives? Well, it's simple. You have a job, you have a career, and you have hobbies and passions and all of that. Combine them. Figure out a way to combine some skills that you've learned maybe from your business with a hobby that you have. Yesterday, I spoke about an example of creating content around Call of Duty, just because I've been playing Call of Duty recently and it's fun. And I see, like myself, if I hadn't already found my niche, well, my biggest niche is crypto. I also do investing into property and I talk about that sort of stuff. But if I hadn't already found that, probably now what I would do is I would start a channel and I would just take my journey as someone who's completely crap at Call of Duty and all the things that I'm learning to become good, and then hopefully I'd become good at it, and then I'll have this built-in community of people who watched me grow. Then we can build our own community, and then maybe I could sell something to do with it, like, you know, special passes or special community giveaways or meetups in person or whatever it is, you know, skill-based camps. I don't know, it's all just come into my head, but that's what I would do. For an example of that, if I was a personal trainer, I would make YouTube videos every single day of different workouts. Even myself, I look every day when I go to the gym, oh, what's my workout today if I'm not doing a class, right? So that's one thing. And then what you're doing is you're hitting the search, and you know, you have to figure out what people are searching, like today's chest workout or best chest workout or bicep workout or whatever, right? I digress. The point of the video, right, is to discuss how we get there. And how we get there is just by being consistent. Don't worry about the quality when you start. This is as a content creator, right? Don't worry about the quality because no one's going to watch it. Worry about getting, you know, like Mr. Beast says, 1% better every day. I couldn't talk to the camera like this, just yappa when I first started. It was very hard. I had to read a script. I had to know exactly what I was going to say. I couldn't just free flow. And now I'm at a point where I can just talk to the camera like this while I'm having a little walk. But you'll get there. You just need to not worry about being perfect, because that's what everyone worries about. 99% of people who want to start, they're like, okay, well, I'm going to start when I have a week's worth of 8-hour days where I have all of that time free. Then I'll do that. And then once I film the content, I'll need to meticulously edit that content so it's all perfect. And then it just never happens, right? Because no one ever does it. You just need to start. And you need to start right now from this video. Now, if you're watching this video close to when I uploaded it, hopefully one day this channel blows up. I don't know if it ever will, but hopefully one day it would. But if you're watching it right now, you're one of maybe 10 people who are seeing this video. And I want to help you guys and, you know, give you any insights I can as someone who's already built channels and financial freedom and all of that. So just let me know in the comment section what you want to know about. But again, just start. Now, I've focused the video so far on content creation, but it doesn't have to be about content creation. It can be about building a business. And I think right now, the best businesses to build are online companies. It's never been easier to make magical internet beans, right? It's never been easier. We never had this opportunity. Now, I'm 34 years old, and I have lots of peers that are early 20s. And I always think, oh, like, I wish I did it when I was their age, but it didn't exist. All right, so if you're anything like me and maybe you're, you know, you're mid-30s and you're thinking, oh, it's too late for me. It's not. It's not. We just didn't have the same opportunity that they have now. All right, so we'll be part of them. We'll hang out with the early 20s. It's fine. But there's so much opportunity. There's so many ways. And, you know, if you have the opportunity to get out of your comfort zone, if you're not working a 9-to-5, maybe you're already working remotely, or you've just come out of college or school or whatever and you're free, the best thing to do is change up your environment. So you can go to a place like Bali, place like Thailand, or just search for where there's a lot of digital nomads or a lot of people who are working online, and be around them, and you'll learn all of these different things that I couldn't possibly fit into one video. But there's so many ways to make money online. So if we're not talking about content creation and we're talking about figuring out a way to make money online, I'll tell you a story. While I was working, before I became full-time content creator, full-time business owner, yada yada yada, was how can I make money using my Instagram, right? So what I was doing was I was buying small Instagram accounts, and this is when Reels just started, so we could push it out. And you got the same opportunity still. Reels are wild, like Reels get crazy views still. And what I was doing, like I was buying theme accounts, like car pages. Was it mainly car pages? Oh, and cars and animals like dogs. So I was buying those pages, I was using Reels to repurpose other people's content and just pump the content, right? And everyone's worried about the algorithm and, oh, what's the perfect way to do this? And what's the perfect thumbnail and the perfect, yeah, it's all nonsense. Just post as much as you possibly can. On something like Instagram Reels, you can post 100 videos a day and they all seem to get their fair share. And guys, if you're not getting views, it's not because you're posting too much, it's not because you're not hitting the algorithm, it's because the content's crap. And it's as simple as that. So we just post content every day, and now I'm back to being a content creator, but you're not creating the content in this example. But you could do something like, you know, creating websites online. My friend's doing this, he's creating websites online. Another friend of mine is creating an app that will use AI. I've seen some crazy interviews of people creating AI-based SaaS companies. SaaS is software as a service. And there's so many things. Like I saw this guy and he made an app that was called RizGPT. And it was to help him or his friend, I can't remember, talk to girls on Tinder. And basically you just upload a screenshot of your chat and it tells you what to say, because it's got, you know, all of these different things that it's learned. And you could just think of something like that. Think of a random thing that could be helped by AI and make the app. Like, you can use AI to build the app. So there's so many ways to make money. The way we get ahead of the rest of the people is by not giving up. And I know a 10-minute video of me getting to the point where I tell you not to give up might have just been nonsense for you guys, but hopefully you don't feel that way. But that's the only difference that set me apart. And I did it later on, right? It was when I hit 30 was when I first got my first break. Do you know what I mean? And the only thing that was different was that I didn't give up. And the way I prove that to you is my YouTube channel, Connor Kenny. You can just search it. It's a crypto channel now, but it's been around since 2006. And I've been making content and trying different content on that channel since 2006, and 19 years. So it took me, 14 years before I hit my break. And that's how long it could potentially take. And I think that I'm the exception to the rule, because most of you guys watching right now, you have the access that I didn't have 19 years ago, right? No matter what age you are. 15, of course, you still need to do your work and your school and all that, but all the way up to 50, 60, 70, the opportunity is right at our fingertips right now. And the only difference between the majority and us is that we don't give up. So try one thing, try another thing, try another thing. Content creation, software as a service, agencies. You can try all of these things and you can figure out what those things are by asking AI, by asking YouTube, by subscribing to this channel and asking me in the comment section. And I can do a list. I can make a video of different ideas that pop into my head, or different ideas that I've done myself, the ones that have been successful, the ones that haven't been successful. So just let me know in the comment section, and all I ask in return, smash that subscribe button, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. Peace.